Welcome back to the Reptiles With Podcast. We just got back from Tampa Repticon. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but before we get started, hit like, hit subscribe, and share with your reptile-loving friends. All right, how was the show for you guys?
Amazing.
Yeah,
we actually did pretty good.
Yeah?
That was our best show of the year so far.
Cool. Yeah, I had a good time. Well, the year just started.
Nobody picked up on my joke. Nobody was like, "Yeah, that's funny, Tyler."
We're in the end of the first act.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
How
So
many acts are there?
3.
that was 4.
Why 3?
No, there's 3 acts.
What are the acts? Beginning, middle, and end?
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're still in the first act. The show was great. We didn't get to record an episode there, so for all intents and purposes, this is the sponsored episode for Repticon Tampa. Yeah, exactly that. It was busy show. It was way better than the first show that we did this year. As Tyler would put it, we locked in.
We locked in. We made money. We didn't go negative.
Hell yeah, brother.
Can't be mad when you leave with money.
Hell yeah. But actually, before we get into those topics, the first thing I wanted to talk about today is Palm Street.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. Palm Street is this new trend. How would you Tyler spends the most amount of time on Palm Street. Tyler, how would you describe Palm Street?
It's like a Instagram live where you can just it's TikTok. It's now what TikTok is. Where you know how TikTok is always you scroll through the live.
Yeah.
It's like buy this protein bar or buy this wife beater.
Wife beater?
Yeah, that's what the Echo beaters.
Yeah.
So it's basically that. That's it.
But for
reptiles and plants and crystals and oddities and 3D prints and
all,
it keeps going. Every time I look, there's a new category.
Yeah. So it started as a plant app, right?
Hence the name.
Yeah, Palm Street, right? So it starts as this plant app. I don't know who the first reptile creator on it was.
Definitely like Tiki.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably like Tiki.
Yeah. So, it came into my field of vision, I guess, from Tiki. So he started promoting the shit out of it. He was just like, yo, this app, his own words, this app made me a millionaire. 100% he said that. So IRS, when he files his taxes and he didn't put that he made $4.5 million on Palm Street, he's lying to you. Because that's how much he made the first time on Palm Street. Just saying. No, but for real, like he said that it's really good. It has a lot of potential. Then we saw Tyler from Quality Bred Exotics, not you, Tyler, the other Tyler, get on it. And he's been nonstop grinding, producing.
Full-time job for.
Yeah. He's producing 80,000 white tree frogs, and he's selling them all on.
Every
Palm
time
Street.
he's at the show, he's got one more tank with more babies in it. Every time it's like a +1.
It's literally insanity.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So after that. This Tyler had been bothering me for a while. He's like, you gotta get on Palm Street.
Stop being lazy, actually do something.
But it literally has nothing to do with being lazy. Quite the opposite, being completely fucking busy and doing shit and taking care of my life and trying to have a good work-life balance.
Excuses.
Yeah. So whatever, we were going back and forth. Tyler took it upon himself. He's like, I'm just going to download this app and I'm going to make you an account. He literally made the account. He sent the photos that I needed to send to get approved.
He sent a photo of his ID.
Yeah, he sent a photo of my ID. He sent a photo of my animals that he found.
Backyard.
My backyard. Literally shit that he just found online.
Everything.
Literally.
Yeah, Instagram.
And got everything verified. Got me into the orientation. We did this orientation. Side note, Jeremy Turgeon was also in the whatchamacallit, in the orientation, which was so funny. We didn't know that we were going to be there. I literally saw him and I was like, what? I texted him. Guys, I'm so sorry. You're totally going to hear my dog crying in the back because he can't be hanging out with the boys.
Wow.
Grayson is a boy dog. So he's a boy's boy is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, so Jeremy was in that orientation. We did the orientation. Everything was going smooth. And then we didn't do a live. We didn't do a Palm Street live for a while.
No, until Tyler said, I'm just going to sign this up for this on Sunday.
At Tampa Repticon. So day 1 of Tampa Repticon, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but Eric fucking murdered it. Then day 2, Tyler's like, all right, we're doing this live by 1 p.m. If we get this many people to have signed up on this live, then we're gonna do it for sure.
The number was 10 people. It wasn't like 100.
You shouldn't have said anything. I was just leaving that up to their imagination.
It was like 10 people.
Okay, but still, it was 10 people, right? But right before we went on, we were watching Tyler from Quality Bred Exotics live, and I was just like messing around with him, calling him like the cutest boy on Palm Street or something like that. And then he gave us a shout out, and then after that we started this Tyler was just like, look how many followers we're getting now. Just because he gave us a shout out, he kept like reloading it, and it was more followers, more followers, more followers.
Great, now I gotta do it.
Yeah, and then by the time that we got out of that live to see what our numbers were, it was way more than 10.
It's like 18.
Yeah, that's why can't you leave it up to their imagination?
Because they think it's so famous, they're like, oh, we don't need to go, but like you guys should watch it. Like we need.
Oh my god,
we need your help.
Very
We need your
entertaining.
help.
yeah, which we're gonna So then we're just like, fuck it, we're gonna do it. So we go live. And it was mainly what we had on the table, which was just ball pythons, blue tongues, and then the last redfoot tortoise. Yeah, and it was how would you describe the experience?
It was fun. We got like 30 people in there. It wasn't like boring. Like if we would, so here's the problem. If you do that and you get like 5 people and they're not talking, there's no way you can like have like a live because you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
I might as well turn around and talk to the wall if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So we got like 30 people. They were talking, so it made it easier to like kind of get the flow of it and like respond to them, and they respond back, and it kind of makes you lose track of it. You're not worrying about it.
Yeah,
And we did good.
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half. An hour and a half, and it didn't even feel like an hour and a half.
Yoshii stopped me. Yoshi's like, all right, Tyler, you're done. And then
Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you reach in that front pocket and pull out the things that are in there? No. Yeah, the front pocket of it, though. All right. So while Tyler gets that, so we were like an hour and a half in, but it got to the point because we only had the animals that we physically had at the show. And, we ran out of animals. We started redoing the animals. Right?
DJI.
Yeah, DJI. We started putting the animals that we already, had, and we got to sell a good amount of animals. We made a good amount of money on it. So, I recommend everybody to go to Palm Street
and watch our lives.
And obviously, follow us on Palm Street, watch the lives, but also like participate in it because it's like there's a good chance before it gets completely flooded to set your mark in that. When TikTok started, I remember, a lot of people wanted to get on and wanted to grow their following, and the people that didn't jump on right away had a hard time growing their following. It's always good at the start of a platform, if you see that it's promising, to take advantage and get your name out there.
Show us some support. We need all the help we can get.
Yes,
in a good way, not a bad way.
Now, why I brought these little things out right here. This little container here holds DJI microphones, okay? These guys, if you've been on TikTok and you're a content creator or something of the sort, you'll find somebody be like, look at how good this microphone sounds. Look at how far it goes. Look what happens when I turn it on. It's not these microphones. These are the microphones that they're just like, oh, you don't need to get these cheap ass ones instead. Don't get the cheap ass ones. Get these. This for me is what made our lives so entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this specific set comes with 2 different microphones, okay? So obviously the audio is good, but because Tyler and I were both able to wear these mics, there was banter, and there was a lot of back and forth, and whenever he needed something because he was the one mainly doing the live.
I have the funniness, he has the knowledge. So like when I'm lost and they're like, what is that? I'm like,
he has the funniness, and then I get to roast him because he doesn't know anything.
Stupid.
Yeah, and he,
What
and
more
it was
ball python is this?
Yeah, and it was a good back and forth, and that's the next thing. It's like being able to be entertaining on this platform is so important, and honestly, entertaining by the shit that you don't even realize. I had a ball python piss and shit on me in the middle of the live.
And it sold.
Yeah.
Did it really? No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. It didn't.
Lavender.
No, it wasn't. It was a super fire.
Yeah,
no, super banana fire clown.
The white one.
It was a yellow snake.
No, it was white.
It was whitish because it's a super banana.
It was a cream-colored snake.
Okay, cream color.
Yeah.
I'll give you cream colored. But yeah, no, I mean,
That was funny.
Any other notes on Palm Street?
We should be doing that once a week.
The thing is about doing it once a week. It's not that I'm against doing it once a week. What I am against doing is only having the same amount of animals every week.
Yeah, I could see
the same animals. Rinse and repeat.
What do you think everybody else is doing?
But they have their own variety. They have the things that they buy and shit like that. The problem is that you don't want to be like, you don't want to get to the point where it's just like, oh, I don't want to go on his live because he's literally just selling the same exact animals
That's why
again.
you make the live entertaining.
Like what?
Like when
do my backflips that I know how to do 100%.
Disco party. Because the lives are entertaining, people will just stay there for the live.
What's a disco party?
put like a
disco
disco
party.
ball, and you.
Oh.
Because if the live's entertaining, then people will just be there for the live, and then the more people are there, the more people want to join because they see how many people are there.
Yeah.
And then one person comes in, they're like, you know what, I want that.
I'm kind of leaning towards doing it when we're at these reptile shows. Because the animals are all there on display, ready to go, and we're at the shows once or twice a month. I think that's when we should do it.
I would also say it gives incentive for like people at the show to be, I guess, a little more proactive with what they want to get. Because the age-old thing that happens at reptile shows is like people will see the animal, they'll talk to you about it, you'll talk to them, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'll think about it," and they walk away.
Yeah.
And I think if that becomes more of a thing, it'll give people more of an oomph to say, "Oh, let me go ahead and just get the animal now."
Yeah, sure. And
that literally happened this past show. Someone was looking at an animal, and that exact animal was literally being talked about getting sold on the Palm Street, and it did.
which one was it?
Redfoot.
I don't remember. I think it was one of the ball pythons. Someone was looking
Was
at
it a ball
earlier.
python or was it the blue tongue?
Did you sell blue tongue on Palm Street?
No,
So
but
that
I
wasn't a
tried
blue
to. I put it up.
I don't
You
remember.
put everything
I'm
up.
pretty sure it was one of the bigger ball pythons.
It was probably the adult. It was probably the Raven. No.
No, because the Raven didn't sell.
It was what was the cheapest adult?
It wasn't
python?
an adult ball python.
Yeah, it was $75.
Or maybe it's the Mandela effect. I remember something that didn't happen.
No, Eric's right. You're wrong.
Oh, okay, my bad.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with this Palm Street. Let us know in the comments your recommendations of how often we should do these Palm Streets. Let us know also if you've been on Palm Street, if this is the first time you've heard of it, if you've bought anything on it. We like to know your Palm Street stories.
And if you're going to download Palm Street, make sure to follow Mono Reptile Shop on Palm Street and turn on No, you can't do that because there's not a live set.
Well, you still get notifications for it.
Yeah, so follow us.
Yeah, follow. Let's go. All right, now we'll talk a little bit more about this reptile show. Saturday, we have to give Eric his props.
No, thank you.
Saturday, Eric murdered it in the first half of the day. The second half of the day, we murdered Eric.
True.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, so you want to talk about your Saturday at the reptile show?
No, I mean, I guess it was a mixture of being in a good mood and having a busy show.
Yeah.
Because people are stopping by, they look at the stuff, they walk away, but if you're in a good mood and you're proactive in telling people, hey, how's it going, even if they don't say hi back, I think that goes a long way. I mean, we've talked about it before, but today was like the case in point.
That day. Yeah.
Today.
Well, I'm talking about the day.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, and I also didn't sit down pretty much most of that day, so I was talking to someone or handling an animal for most of that day.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
it's
give
a simple thing. I mean, you just work it.
I'm gonna pat myself on myself on the back right now. You
what?
see?
For what?
Because this is what I told you guys we had to do.
No, listen. I'm always there, like to get it done.
Not
Most
always.
of the time. Most
of the shows this was an anomaly that you were in a good mood.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've been in good moods before. It's just today I was in a good mood.
That day.
A better
That
good
day,
mood.
Saturday, not today.
You know what I mean?
That weekend.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 days ago.
Well, not when this releases. This is coming out a week after.
A
week and
4
some days.
ago.
My point still stands.
That today was a good day.
Yeah, today was a good day.
Really?
Beautiful weather today. Yeah.
Yeah, it was after the weird fucking cold. Anyways,
take out all the animals. and-
anything notable happened
beautiful.
that weekend at the show?
Sulcata
at the
tortoise.
show. Oh yeah, there's a little sulcata Goodyear
Little.
blimp.
That thing was
funny.
fucking huge.
Yeah,
It was a big sulcata.
It was. I thought it was an average size sulcata. I didn't think like
How
it was
many
huge.
you get that size versus how many babies are born?
How many get to that size compared to the babies is zero, next to none. But you still see a million adult sulcatas everywhere.
Not everybody. You because you're in Florida.
Okay, my bad, guys. There's a lot of them down here. Come and get them, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
If you
a
can
lot of
house
people
them.
I know that work in like zoos and stuff, they're all trying to get rid of sulcatas.
Always,
So,
yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Big ass ones. But anyway, they had one walking around. It was like a Goodyear blimp because he had like stickers of some of the vendors.
Yeah, we
walking
all
around.
advertised on him. We put our stickers on the show.
It was funny too. He had a little entourage too. There was a bunch of people following him. And towards the end of the show, the guy he had grabbed it to take it back, and his little entourage followed along too, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody complained about it too,
Yeah, I heard
heard-
he got in trouble.
which I thought was stupid.
Yeah.
Just-
I have more knowledge on that, but I
Yeah,
can't
so-
say it on the
no, it's
podcast.
okay.
Yeah, I
I was there for that
understand.
conversation.
Yeah.
I was half there, so that's why I mentioned.
I
But
know who said it.
Yeah, but yeah, that happened. What else? Oh yeah, we finally got to talk to Tom Holt. He stopped by.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. Tom Holt was walking around, dude.
Finally got to meet him in person.
Eric, who's Tom Holt? Because not everybody knows who Tom Holt is.
Tom Holt's a plant guy. He's a really cool, very nice plant guy who is getting his bearings with the reptile world. He works with Chandler with some stuff. He works with Chuck on some other stuff. So he's like around. He's like, I don't want to say in the same circle as us, but like he works with people that are around our circle.
Like me.
Yeah, like Tyler. So we would always hear stuff about what he's up to. We've seen his videos, and then
he's been on Kenan stuff.
Yeah, he's been on Kenan stuff too.
Yeah.
He's local.
He is local, which is crazy.
Very.
Yeah. Extremely local to here.
Our neighbors.
So we finally got to meet him because we always hear about what happens with Tom Holt and everybody with Chandler and Chuck and all that. So he stopped by our booth, talked to him for a little bit, recorded some videos with him. Nice guy.
I think that video's out also.
It is up,
so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tito
right
actually,
here.
Tito sent it to me because like, oh, yo, you're famous now. I was like, yeah, that's me. I didn't think it would get uploaded that quickly. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, he did it fast.
Yeah, he's dipping into the reptile community, so we welcome him. He's a cool guy.
He was very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else
Nice
happened? What
guy
else?
there. But he didn't buy anything from us. He didn't want any ball pythons.
That's okay.
He did buy the biggest redfoot.
Dude,
I've
that
seen that
redfoot
long
was
time.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
That thing was like this big, bro.
It was about the same size as like
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of something that was that big. I was gonna say that's
it was like a Roomba.
but it wasn't that
It
big.
was like a Roomba.
No, that was bigger.
It was like the width of a Roomba.
If you stack 3 Roombas, maybe.
Long ways, but I'm saying the width.
Long ways. I guess, yeah. It was big.
What's
it was
old?
at least the size of like a small sulcata.
What's older, that tortoise or Yoshii?
Probably
Go
that tortoise,
fuck
honestly.
yourself.
For
I
that
don't
thing to
know.
get that big. First of all,
What happened to this guy then?
You think that tortoise was born here?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
Whenever I see big tortoises like that, that's
Well,
not a
that thing was
sulcata.
That thing was not born.
Where was it born? Bolivia.
Bolivia. Which country has the biggest ones? I remember you told me something about that.
Guyana and
It's either Suriname or
Guam.
Guyana.
Gosh,
Guam.
Because they're known as
Guam?
the
Guam.
giants.
Guatemala.
They don't get up to Guatemala.
Barbados. They do.
They
are
do exist in Barbados.
But I don't
That's
think that they're
crazy,
big.
by
I
the
think
way.
they're actually known to be smaller. If I'm
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Oh, in
Barbados,
islands? Yeah.
The Barbados
Yeah.
is
100%.
the smallest one.
There's if you guys didn't know, there's populations of redfoots in the lower Caribbean, which I think is
They
really
float
cool.
across the ocean. Like the iguanas came to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it would happen.
Whee!
The redfoots would float and the iguanas would hop on top of their shells. And
That's
how
so
that's how they
funny.
got
And
there.
they'd wag their tail like a motor and then
Exactly. Some
So
Pixar shit.
stupid.
And that's what really
Saturday.
happened actually. I'm glad
Yeah,
we
I think
talked
that's
about
that for the show. To be honest,
Sunday, what do we do Sunday?
Sunday
Whoa.
we did Palmstreet. We already spoke about that.
Palm Street.
Can we
Yeah.
can we talk about the back-to-back buffets that we
Oh my
fucking?
god.
Yeah, dude.
We went to buffets.
Yeah, this is more reptiles with personal notes.
Jesus.
We went to the best Chinese buffet.
It was good.
It was awesome,
I'm
dude.
not saying it was bad.
A little under seasoned on some of the things there.
Yeah, but it was
The
Listen,
noodles were
but
out
the
of
thing
the
is-
versus like
water
the
pot.
generic Chinese buffet, which is usually like not great.
I'm not a huge Chinese buffet person.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't have my,
I can
haven't dabbled in them.
excuse like slight unseasoning if it's a buffet because like
Yeah.
you can just keep getting more.
Yeah.
But no, I liked the Chinese buffet better than the other place we went
That's
to.
actually insane.
No, you did not.
I'm kidding.
No, after that, because
I'm
Eric,
I'm kidding.
because Eric murdered it on Saturday. We went to Texas and Brazil to
No.
celebrate.
No, we
yeah,
did
we
not.
fucking did, dude.
No, we didn't.
Let's go.
Oh my God. We did, didn't we?
Yeah, yes, we did. And Eric ate
What a night.
how many bananas? He
So they,
fucking-
listen, man.
The banana,
Okay.
$6 each. No,
So,
no.
by the way, fuck you guys for that. But so they have
boy.
these banana shits at Texas Day Brazil.
It's like
Plantains.
caramelized banana.
I don't even think it's a
It's
banana.
not a
I think it's a
plantain.
It wasn't
plantain.
It was,
No,
it
it's
was
a
grilled on the
straight
outside.
banana?
It's a caramelized
It was
banana.
grilled on the
Interesting.
outside. Or was it like...
It's caramelized.
All right, it's like a hot banana in sticky stuff.
It's a caramelized banana.
Yes.
It's not that complicated.
Covered in cinnamon, and they would bring them out to the table as like a little appetizer, and I fell in love with them. I'm a big fan of bananas. I'm a banana guy. I love bananas.
I fell in love with that.
I did, man. Dude, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody could tell. The waiter called you Banana Boy.
Did she?
Yes, bro.
I don't remember that.
She was like, what did it was like? Banana Boy, here's your check. Or no, it was during the end when she's like, Banana Boy, do you want any more bananas?
Yeah.
That's
And I
what it
said
was.
yes. No, I don't
No,
remember
you
if I
said
said
no
yes or not.
because you were still scared
Yeah.
that you're getting upcharged for them.
Oh yeah. Again, fuck you guys for that.
Yeah, so this is the part where I had mentioned that after Eric murdered it, we murdered him. We caused Eric to crash out.
Yeah. By the way, that little crash out was bliss.
I'm
Just
glad.
went to my car. I listened to Ghost. It was amazing.
Good, bro.
That's all I needed.
Wish you got kidnapped out there. Wish somebody pulled up and was like, come with me.
No,
Honestly, that would have been a really great story.
no. Yeah. So successful weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
We had a good time.
I didn't get to go to the beach, so I'm sad.
We'll plan it better for you next time, buddy.
Thank you so much.
And on that, also, a lot of messages today from the members of the channel that they want more member lives. So I'm thinking that we should probably do that also those weekends.
Yeah.
They want to hear from us.
I wonder who's been saying that.
Yeah. Speaking
I
of
wonder
member
who's been
lives,
saying that.
become a member. All right. It's the best way to support your boys. Also, check out the merch at modernreptileshop.com. We have a bunch of cool shirt designs that are going to be retired very soon. And obviously, you can buy the Reptiles with coffee, the strongest coffee. Okay.
And some cool shoes.
And some cool shoes. Do
We
I
have
still have the shoes
shoes?
up there?
The ones that you wear all the time?
I'm
pretty sure they're still
They're
up
on the
there.
website. Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
I
The
designed shoes and I put them
OG
up there.
shoes.
Yeah, yeah. Eric, you want to pull up the remaining topics? Yes, that was a successful weekend. But now, what is that photo?
I love this
Oh,
photo.
dude, he's had that up for 20 minutes.
Hold on.
The
hold
whole
on.
podcast, he's been holding that in his lap open.
Do me a favor, Eric. Send this to me because I'm gonna put it up. This
Right
is the
here, wait,
fucking
right,
photo.
Right here, right on my face.
Yeah, it's gonna be right on your face, buddy.
I like looking at it. It's really funny. All right.
Wait,
So
send it to me and put.
I'll send it to you later.
All right, send it and remember 23. Okay.
Okay.
All right, now, does social media, so speaking of Palmstreet and all this stuff, it brought up the thought process of like, what, the impact of social media through the hobby. Obviously, that a lot of people are content creators in the reptile community. That's how we heard about Palmstreet. That's where we hear a lot about things. But the question was, does social media ruin reptile keeping?
I think it has a very similar situation as like the whole free handling thing that we used to talk about. It's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, you could say that you don't have the responsibility for people to kind of take what you say and do things responsibly. But at the same time, if you're putting stuff out there, for example, people who keep a lot of like really rare exotic stuff that's sensitive, kind of giving that notion that, oh, maybe I want to get that, and then a bunch of people get it that might not be able to keep them right, and that can open a lot of doors to improper care and all that stuff. I think it's overall good though, because it's just pure exposure. It gets them out there into the world for people to learn about and put those ideas in people's mind.
Tyler?
Social media has ruined everything.
Why?
Social media is horrible.
It is. That's true.
Social media-
That is true.
There's never, for every upside of social media, there's a way worse downside.
Okay.
Like just in general, but I guess in the reptile, it's still transferred over there. But in general, social media is just horrible.
Tyler's saying to
horrible
lock
for the
in.
human brain, horrible for relationships, everything.
It is true.
It's bad.
Yes.
I
So that's
100%
that's
agree with that.
Like no matter what you ask me, if it was like, do you think social media has helped the food business? Social media still sucks. Like it would still be like, the end of the
Yeah.
day. But I mean, it helps you get out there, growing your brand. This wouldn't be happening. this wouldn't be happening with social media. So obviously it has its positives, but it's got some very heavy negatives.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I have fucking anxiety that's strictly driven from social media.
I like scrolling TikToks. That's my.
Yeah, I have fucking.
Yeah,
Two
doom scrolling
hours.
is real.
Yeah.
2 hours later.
Sometimes I don't get to sleep on time because of it, and because of me and my behavior. But it is a
Comparison. It's all about
weird
comparing.
platform, and I think the just general social media related. I think that it's a very big driving force in Susie size.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's comparison. You're comparing.
That is
It's always
true.
comparison.
Yeah.
This person's better than me at this, and this person's better than me at this. What am I good at? This
Yeah.
person, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So in a sense,
Stop comparing
I
yourself
think
to
that
me. Comparison.
I think that social media plays a very big positive role in the getting the mainstream audience to know and understand these reptiles. It's a quick tool to educate. It's a lot of good stuff for outreach. But then there's the need for the attention. The people that really want the attention, that are willing to break boundaries, or
Jeff Leibowitz.
do exactly, on the balance beam of ethics and morals.
That's
like,
the double-edged sword I was
make it
talking
lean a little
about.
bit more to one side.
What sucks though is that although there is a lot of good that it does, the bad things tend to outshine the good in mainstream media.
Yeah.
Because you will never hear about so and so working with a rare species and getting them back, to helping out in conservation or whatever, or even within pet keeping, like just promoting good pet keeping versus somebody getting bit by a snake, or someone who shouldn't be having crocodiles gets bit by their crocodile and it goes on the news and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that just tends to be the case when it comes to reptiles on the news. It's always somebody that is not necessarily part of the overall reptile community, and
That
we
does something
unfortunately end
fucked
up
up.
paying for all their stuff. Like just the other day, I like to watch a lot of like body cam videos. It's like old school stuff,
Cops.
basically. And one of the ones that I recommended was there's
Eric
a
the
crazy
voyeur.
guy. No, there's a crazy dude that kept I think he had like 10 boas in like an old TV case, and I was like, dude, this is exactly what people talk about when we're talking about like reptiles on the news. Because it's always some random crackhead that, has random shit in their house. And of course, the cops are going to be, for some reason, a lot of cops have a big fear of snakes, which I guess it's just
hilarious.
It is what it is. I'm not gonna blame someone. I hate frogs. They scare me to death. But you mentioned snakes and people freak out.
Yeah.
And obviously to the mainstream media and for people who don't know reptiles or animals in general, that's the representative we get.
Yeah.
Some rando who had to get his house raided for something and happened to have 1 million bows in his thing. And now people think that that's how people keep these animals.
Yeah.
And then I don't think that, reptile or animal influencers have the drive or the responsibility to kind of make up for those actions. But what they're doing, all the good that they're doing, no one's going to go deep enough to look at what they're doing and kind of understand what actual people in the hobby do.
Yeah. It's like the negativity is always louder.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But I do think just being a little more optimistic about it and already being in the community, I do think that it is overall good.
Got you.
It helps just, give people new information and show people what things are about. And without social media, it's like you don't have an idea. The example I have in my head is, because I keep looking this up, is like car exhausts. I know it's really stupid, but that's the way it makes sense in my head. For
All
me.
right, go, do it.
So
explain this.
Without social media,
Okay.
I wouldn't know that my car would sound terrible if I did a exhaust thing on it, right? So
I think you'd know.
no. Listen, hey, you never know. Some
No, I
engines
think
sound great. Anyway,
I could tell you that.
anyway, so I guess to connect that back into reptiles, it's like you wouldn't know what it's like to take care of something unless you would watch that YouTube video that kind of told you that it maybe not a good idea, or maybe something that tells you, oh, I could do this.
But
Read a book.
what if that
Reading
person...
a book is not the case anymore, unless the book was created recently.
Okay.
It's not created recently because of social media. That's why they stopped doing that, because everything's there now.
All right, now, what if that person shouldn't be the person giving the advice? What if they're wrong? What is bad advice that is out there in social media that needs to go away?
Social media with bad
Reptiles and
advice.
Friends.
I would argue that.
Yeah, you ever watch somebody online that is just like, the information that you are giving is wrong? And then you're just like, why do you have a platform to speak on this right now?
We already mentioned his name, but I guess Jeff Leibowitz.
I mean, yeah,
that's
we could
prime
do it.
example for everything that a reptile or any influencer should.
Chuck literally today called out this guy, Advent.
Oh yeah,
Torren.
Advent Torren.
Yeah.
I don't know as much of that scenario because I don't watch his stuff, but he also brought up good points. But
Can you
that's
pull
more
up Chuck's
stuff.
post?
He was talking more about stuff that he's doing, like with people in person and stuff. I think he was talking about how he takes people out herping and I guess teaches or tells or maybe not encourage, but I guess he's like showing people improper ways to handle these animals.
Gotcha.
I'm sure we'll be more specific with it once we have it pulled up.
Hold it down so
All right, so Chuck posts and tags the man, Adventorin is the most uneducated herper we have seen. Irresponsible, even with his rattlesnake bite. Almost had a fasciotomy done to the point where my friends had to step in and help so that he didn't lose his leg for being an idiot. He often misidentifies herps. He, quote-unquote, educates young herpers to handle like he does, to share and have no care for the environment like he does. He used to charge people for herping trips and believes God has something on his side. Now he is spreading brain rot information on herping etiquette, sharing times when he finds herps, making it easier for poachers and herpers to go all at once to the same spot. This brings stress to populations of animals. It is not just gatekeeping. And then he posted a photo of Adventorin's leg. And he wrote, to Adventorin and everyone who follows your steps, at a minimum, you should know how to deal with a venomous bite, especially native, as doctors don't know as much as you have learned. I am not anti-free handling, but you should know how to deal with the worst case scenario. And then he wrote some religious stuff that I'm not going to repeat.
What are you writing?
Yeah. Well, I closed it. But I mean, we could, if you guys want to know more about that story with Chuck here physically, let us know in the comments, and we could, you know, if he wants to talk about it, we could talk about it more. But that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Shit that's like, oh, do this, and it's just like, no, don't do that. Like, this shit needs to like just be let out of the community.
Yeah.
Even with something, is there anything like even super simple, like turtle related, that you have heard somebody say that it's just like, why are you saying this right now?
When it in the sense of social media, you specifically turtles, I usually only hear the good stuff, because most of the bad turtle
Like
advice,
good information.
Yeah, most of the bad turtle advice is from like, you know, pet stores and hearsay from like different care guides and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't, turtle wise and most care wise, I don't really hear a lot of bad.
You, Tyler,
Bad advice.
anything that sticks out to you in your
Poor setups as babies is kind of the only thing I really think of that's so like pushed out there, because like the famous YouTubers or whoever it is will get like sponsorship deals for like, you know, that little like
the thing
the
that's
white thing that has like the
yeah.
palm tree in it. That's that turtle setup.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
get
yes, the
sponsored
kidney.
by them, so they put a
kidney
turtle
bowl.
in there.
no,
and
not
then-
even the kidney one. It's like a
it's a new-
square
I know what
one
you're talking about.
Square, it's like white, has a
Yes.
little
that they use
ladder
it for
on
displays at some of the
Yeah,
They
reptile
put
shows.
rocks in it.
It's
Yes.
cool
Yeah.
for a display,
Yeah.
but like as like a full setup for the animal
Yeah,
full
they'll
time.
get sponsored by those people or the companies to use that for a turtle that they get, and then everybody's like, "Oh my
Interesting.
god, I can do the same thing."
Yeah.
And they buy
I
the
don't see
product,
that as much.
Yeah.
So
How about for any lizards and stuff like that? I could think of one.
What?
I could think of like the people that post their bearded dragon setups and they have all the furniture in
they
there.
have the couch.
Oh,
the couch.
yeah.
See, but that's something else that's kind of more so advertised in person and by like stores and stuff,
Yeah,
not necessarily social media.
PetSmart is a big
PetSmart
one. They're fucking couch,
specifically.
bro.
Uh-huh.
The one that I go
leather
to,
chair and couch,
the one that I
bro.
go to for work has a literal entire aisle filled
Yes.
with like little furniture
The
for
one
these
by the
lizards.
door.
Yes,
Dude, but the
I'm
thing
like,
is like
what is this, bro?
If they
It's one
need-
shit and it's gone. You have to buy a
Designer
new
brand.
one.
It's got like a kitchen table.
It's so-
Yeah.
so fun.
no, dude,
Oh.
don't get me wrong. That shit is cute as fuck. But the problem is that if it's cotton and stuff like that, like you're just or like any kind
It's
of
leather.
fabric,
It's leather.
yeah, that stuff is you're just asking to get bacteria issues.
No, 100%.
I mean, if it was like a little bit more of a hard structure, like a plastic, something easy to clean, something that you can disinfect easily right
No,
away.
but we're talking about almost. I don't think it's leather, but like fake
No,
leather.
it's no.
like
I've held one for.
it's a
leather,
literal
leather.
couch. It's a
leather.
tiny
Yeah.
miniature couch. It's funny. It looks cool. It's cute, but like
And then they get their nail stuck in there and they rip out their nail. And they're
again,
like,
like that
my
will
foot.
happen. And one shit
Why
on
is
that
my beard
little.
dragon's foot black.
Honestly, like one piece of shit on the $20 little couch set for your dragon, and you have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. But going back to the social media thing, social media uses it usually like not necessarily prevents, but like fights back
yeah.
against that. But most of the bad advice I honestly see from commercial businesses and stuff like that that promote products that maybe shouldn't be promoted,
Sponsorship.
or sponsorships and all that stuff. Like
the
even
stores are sponsored by them. It's like they sell their products, so they push it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say it's more of an issue with fish because I don't think it'll ever stop. But you
The
know,
betas.
yeah, I was about to say the betas, the little
And the
cubes of
2
betas, and you
Yeah.
have the little dividers. You can have 3 of them in a little pill container.
Yeah.
They betas in the fish world are the same thing as ball pythons in the reptile world, where
I'd argue they're
betas,
worse.
But no, betas in the wild live in puddles.
Yeah, I've seen
little
that, yeah.
puddles. And same thing with ball pythons, live in termite mounds.
Yeah.
They don't.
I'd say bettas get treated worse because fish don't get the same amount of like life respect as other animals. It's so sad. But
bettas are the coolest fish. They're colorful.
I think they're cool. I've been wanting to get a new one. I miss mine.
Put it in that tank that you have in your kitchen.
No, he has the turtles in there now.
No. Not anymore. Well, I still got mine in there.
Yeah, the turtle. No. The little fish tank.
No, he removed it and put a little turtle tank.
Yeah, it's a 5 gallon.
Yeah, the hexagon or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That thing, bro.
Dude, the amount of fish,
legend.
the amount of fish that I've had in that tank since I was a little kid.
Where are
they all lived a long time. Actually, only like one of them like died out of like.
They all lived for like 2 to 3 days.
Oh my god, no! But I did have one that lived there for almost like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
when I was like,
we didn't know you yet, did we?
No.
Yeah.
So it's not canon. It's not canon, but it did happen.
Finding the right substrate is a paramount part of reptile keeping. And if you're looking for the best cocoa option, we recommend Cocoa to Go. Cocoa can be used for reptiles, amphibians, and even plants, so they're perfect for any kind of setup. So we make sure to use Cocoa to Go. Let them know that the Reptiles With Podcast sent you. Now, what is like this as far as the state of social media today? What is missing? What should we see more of?
Accountability. A lot of big influencers and stuff just hide things, and I don't think it's healthy. You know, a lot of people who promote certain things, and I don't know, just knowing the stuff that we know. I think accountability is very important that not enough people practice.
Yeah. The episode that comes out after this one is going to be the one where we spoke about the Josh's Frog update.
Got you.
But that is a good example.
About them,
yeah, but that is a good example of what you should do, especially if not only are you doing your social media, but it's like you're, you're running a business, stuff like that.
Business wise, that would make 100% sense. Yeah. Other than that, I think there's a couple people doing this. You know, Dave Kaufman is kind of at the forefront of this, but I would like to see more in the wild scenarios when it comes to like content, because I believe that if you can learn about the animal in the wild and what it does in the wild, you don't have to spend as much, time tediously looking at all the things that this animal needs to survive. Because most reptile and animal content is going towards pet keepers. It's not really going towards business people or breeders or other people within the hobby.
Educate outside of your room.
Basically, that's what I mean. Basically,
get people to understand the animal more than what they're doing for you and what they actually need.
It is stuff that we've talked about before, but I mean it's a pretty important thing in my opinion, because the amount that you can learn about an animal in its natural habitat versus in captivity, it's a whole different world. And you can, if you know what that animal does in the wild, you can kind of put the pieces together and why your animal is acting a specific way in your enclosure and learn about it that way.
It needs a hug.
It needs a what?
It needs a hug.
You're so stupid.
Yeah. Oh, and that too. I think, well, I don't think that's as big of a problem, but I do think over personification is something that I would like to see less. I think it would be a lot healthier for the community to have a...
You don't think that it helps people understand...
Helps build a connection.
It does.
An animal that is not common to build a connection with.
Not saying you can't have a connection with the animal. I would like to see a more respectful view of the animal besides the... So for example, frogs. This is my favorite example of this. When people get like a Pac-Man or a Dumpy, they just... It's like, oh, how does this animal survive in the wild? Like, I have to treat it this way or else he's going to die or something like that. Or basically stop babying your animals. Give them a little more respect. Like, yes, the brain cells are questionable in some species, but they're making it work in the wild.
Most species.
Huh?
Most species.
Most species? What do you mean?
Their brain cells are very questionable.
No, there's some species got more than others. I don't know. I spent a lot of time with the iguanas. They're smart. They're smart creatures compared to the frogs and stuff. But
yeah, the frogs are very...
No, they're brainiacs. They're brainiacs. That's why I can't have those whites. You guys are crazy.
Why?
Because I've seen so many videos of people opening their enclosures and then they'll stick their hand in there and then just get eaten alive. That's terrifying.
By what?
By the frog.
Oh, that's happened to me.
Yet.
Why?
Yet.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Hopefully not. I've seen a lot of them that do that.
I tickle their nose.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna show you guys something, but I can't find it.
What was it?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It was an account that that the stuff that she posts is really funny because it's like kind of what you're saying, but not like in like a bad way, and it's like the personification is like in a comedic way, and so she shows herself like crying and her like mascara running and stuff like that. She's like, I can't believe my son dyed his hair pink, and he's whatever, and then like the next slide is like a leopard gecko wearing like a pink wig. It's so fun. Fuck you, bro. It's so funny.
No, but when it comes to what I just said, though, it's more just me being nitpicky.
Okay.
I think our community, as far as the general social media scape, I think we have a good set list of content when it comes to like what people are seeing and
variety-wise and all that stuff.
Because even like with the seeing stuff in the wild stuff, that crowd is definitely never going to be as big as like the captive crowd. It's still there. I just like to see more of it. It'll be cool.
I was just moving away from the mic. I don't want to be like this. So I was just
no, you're good.
So I still see you guys.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler? What's missing from Reptile social media that you want to see more of?
I like more effort. I want more effort into it.
Like what?
Like, less laziness.
Like what are you seeing that's lazy though? Like be descriptive.
Just generic everyday video. Just this is what I do. Put some effort into it. Give me some cinematic. Like his favorite YouTuber,
Dr. Plant.
Yeah.
Oh,
give me some more cinematic stuff where it's like, okay, wow.
But you don't think that like, I mean, because the landscape is always like trying to create engagement or retention. It's just like a video like that, you like really got to be paying attention to and really got to be into it. And like with the way that social media is, you're just kind of like scrolling by.
If everybody does it, then eventually it's going to catch on. If everybody starts making cinematic stuff, then you suck it up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, more, I guess, also just more like information.
Yeah.
Like when we got the White Street Files, I looked up how to make a rain chamber. There was no videos online. It was very sad.
Why didn't you make a video?
Because I don't know how to.
You don't know how to turn on your camera and press record?
No, I didn't know how to make the rain chamber.
Oh.
I was looking for how to make it. I don't know how to make it. So it's more like a day-to-day, like, hey, this is what I really got to do with all these animals. Because like a lot of people look at like, what's a person with a lot of animals?
Who's a person with a lot of animals?
Like name a YouTuber with a lot of animals.
Modern Reptile.
Tiki's Geckos.
Tiki's Geckos. Does he have a video of like, hey, this is what I have to do each day for having all these crested geckos? Having to breed all these crested geckos. This is what I got to do every day.
He's done something like that before.
Like that. Yeah, so it's like the people that want to be a crested gecko breeder look at them like, oh, I'm just going to go buy 20 and then, go from there. And they're like, fuck, got to clean this every day. Got to feed this.
Yeah.
What happens when I don't have food? So like a lot of more like
vlog style.
I guess vlog style, but it's like showing like, oh, sometimes
I miss
run
that.
into this
I'm not gonna lie to you. I miss vlog style YouTube.
Like Tiki's like, oh, I ran out of my Pangea today, so I'm gonna make at-home food for them.
Tiki's, get on it, man.
A lot of just like,
get on it.
Like literally just like turn the camera on and just go. Like
Gotcha.
I'm waking up at 9 a.m. today. Gonna take care of this section of my racks.
A day in the life of a reptile breeder.
Yeah, but except not just a day, like a full, like this is what like I have everything covered
for a whole year.
Yeah, like this is what happens this day. I have to go buy a new crested gecko, so this is how I do it. This is what I check. This is what I.
Yeah, for me, and we'll end on this. For me, it's more about knowing when and when not to gatekeep, because I think that there's a healthy amount of gatekeeping. That would be like in Chuck's example of like, hey, like maybe you shouldn't like say, herping spots, exact herping spots where you might find something a little bit rare and stuff like that, because then you do get people that do like negligent behavior, like not, because the thing is like, only one poacher is going to find it. Yeah. But like, what if like, 3 poachers find it and then they go back again and they tell their friends and then they do this. And then all of a sudden, like every night there's 20 people on the field looking for such and such.
One of them is me.
So stupid. So that would be like, yeah, that might be good information to gatekeep, like kind of like keep that between you and your peers. That's something that's special that you guys can enjoy. But then there's something on the other side where it's like turtle breeders. Like turtle breeders don't really put too much of their information out there when it comes to what it really takes to replicate a turtle, because some species it's like as simple as I put this and this together and then I feed them 3 times a week and that's that. But then like there's like talk of like, well, we're gonna feed heavier this time of the year and this time of the year we're not gonna do this and this time of the year we're gonna do that, and kind of like how ball python people kind of let out all their information about everything. Turtle keepers don't do that, and I'm like, I'd like to know more. I'd like to have more of an open conversation with some of these turtle breeders where I have sent certain messages in the past that just get left read, and I'm just like, well, I'm trying to like, I'm not just trying to take information from you. Like I'm trying to figure out a way to like build a rapport and be part of this community. I love breeding turtles. I want to know more about what I can do to understand my animals more. And yeah, I can go to conferences. Yeah, I can do this and that and that and this. But conference is 6 months away. We're online together right now.
Across
Like
the
we
country,
could,
too.
yeah, and we could have this conversation. Do you have a second to educate me? Like you don't owe me anything, but like let's build a rapport. And this is what community is supposed to be like. You know, so that kind of stuff is like when and when not to be gatekeepy.
Everybody should be friends.
That yes.
Let's all be friends.
That's
by
me.
being our friend, a good way to be our friend
yeah.
is be following us on Palm Street.
I also want people to have thicker skin.
Said the guy with
I was
the
just saying, that's
thinnest
ironic.
skin.
That's ironic.
No,
That's
listen.
ironic.
No,
I'm going
it's
to my
good.
car.
Learn how to take criticism without taking it like a threat. Maybe not necessarily always take a joke. Some jokes are bad, but just
I get what you're saying, buddy. I get what you're saying.
be a little loose.
Hell yeah.
Don't be
brother.
uptight.
All right. Well, this was the Reptiles with Podcast.
See you guys on Palm Street.